Hey everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and it is Wednesday, and that means it's time for Stampin' Gals Gone Wild Wednesday. Now, our brand new Stampin' Up catalog has just started. It started on June 2nd, and I have got a really great tip for you for those of you that have your brand new Stampin' Up catalog. How about some fabulous new tabs so you can find your way around our catalog lickety-split? So when you want your card giving, you can go right to it. If you want your personalized name stamps, you can go right to it. They really are fantastic tabs. I'm going to share with you just how easy they are to create. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I need you to do is to print off the template that we have here for you on our websites. You can find this template at SimplySimpleStamping.com if you're in the US, and if you're in Canada, you can also find it at StampingJoe.com. It'll just have everything for you. You're just going to print it off. It's a simple PDF file. So go ahead and print that off. I have chosen Coastal Cabana for mine, I guess mainly because it matches my stamp studio, and I thought it was fun, but you pick whatever color makes you happy. And now I'm going to show you how to cut it. Actually, before I do, let me just point out, I've got the cutting directions right here for you. So if you don't remember from the video, not to worry, the directions are right there. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in our Stampin' Trimmer. And remember, we want to get that light blade, that's the scoring blade, get that up and out of your way. We're going to be using the darker one, that's the cutting blade. And again, this is all in the instructions, but the first thing I'm going to have you do is trim off 1/2 inch off of the top. So basically, you're going to cut it down to 10.5, but I find it easier to just trim off 1/2 inch up there at the top. All right, now we're ready to do some cutting. On the left-hand side, I'd like you to trim that down to 3 inches. Very important, I want you to flip it around, and I want you to trim the left-hand side. I guess in this case, it would be the right-hand side, but we're going to cut that one down also to 3 inches. The reason we needed to do that is you can see the one here in the center is quite a bit shorter, and there is a method to my madness, so stick with me. So you're going to have your 2 pieces here that were 3 inches, and then your one there in the center. So just make sure you cut off those 2 ends at 3 inches. At this point, we are just going to now cut each of these down to 1 inch. On our Stampin' Trimmer, you actually have a 1 inch mark right there. Very easy. We're just going to start trimming away and cut all of those down to 1 inch. Okay, so once you have all of those done, I'm going to show you now how to do the cutting to make them awesome. I'm going to bring in my magnetic platform. I find this really is the best thing for cutting these. I'm also going to be using the brand new File Tab Edgelets. These are fantastic. You're going to get 2 of the file tabs and then the numbers 1, 2, and 3 in the set. We're going to use the one where the tab is there in the center. And what I'm going to have you do is come in, bring 1 piece of the template. I'm going to lay my framelit, or my edgelet, on top. And what I want to do is I want to leave just a tiny little hair here at the bottom. Basically, I'm going to use that hair at the bottom so that I can eyeball it and make sure that I'm going to cut it straight. Because as you can see, I can't see what's underneath. I also want to make sure I've lined it up from side to side, so I'll slide it down just a tiny bit. So I've got it centered here, and then I'm sure that I'm good and straight there. I can put my top cutting plate on. We're going to run that through the Big Shot. I also wanted to point out on these pieces that are a little bit smaller, that, you know, the center section there, you're going to do this in the exact same method. Just place your framelit there. You notice there's just not as much space here from side to side. Because this is shorter, let me show you how this is going to work. Those short end pieces are the ones here on my end, because as you can see, we have to trim those down versus the long ones that I have a little more room for holding it on to my paper. So I just wanted to explain to you why you've got those short ones in there. So you're going to do these shorter ones. Basically, when you do the cutting, you're going to do it in the exact same manner. All right, so when we've got all of our tabs cut, the next thing you're going to want to do is to put them in order in the way they're going to fit into your catalog. If you will go to the websites, like I said, SimplySimpleStamping.com or StampingJoe.com, you're going to see a list of page numbers and the tabs, so you can go ahead and put those in order now All right, so I've got my tabs all cut. I'm ready to adhere the very first one. The first one is Gifts and Packaging on page 7. But what I want you to notice is when I put this on here, I do have a little excess. I want my first tab to actually come all the way up at the top. So let's just trim this one down just to about there is fine. We're going to just trim that away so that I have got just a perfect little spot for that to go. Now the adhesive I'm going to use, I'm going to be using the new Fast Fuse. I really love this stuff. It's basically like sticky strip in a dispenser. Although you have to work with it just a tiny bit, I find it to be a lot easier to work with rather than peeling away red tape. Although sticky strip has its uses. I really am enjoying this Fast Fuse. So let me show you what you're going to do. You're going to roll the tape until you get to the sticky end. We only want adhesive to go right here. So I'm just going to lay the Fast Fuse down. You're going to roll it all the way across till you get to the end and then give it a flick, okay? Now, if you have any that's kind of gotten on the end, no problem. Let's just kind of roll that forward so you can see I have good adhesive on there. I'm going to take that, line that up with my paper, and my first one is good to go. All right, so let's move on to our next one, which is Memory Keeping, and this one starts on page 25. Again, rolling my Fast Fuse till I can see the sticky that is right there waiting for me. I'm going to bring in Memory Keeping tab. You notice it's one of the longer ones. Putting my Fast Fuse, go real nice and slow with Fast Fuse, by the way. Get to the end there and give it a flick. And when we go to adhere this one, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my catalog back over to my last tab here, and I'm not going to stick it down just yet. I'm going to kind of line it up. And as far as how much space to go in between, well, let me tell you, you may actually want to lay this out first so you can get your spacing really nice and even. You can see I've just got just a little hair in between. Whoops, slid on me. My fingers are actually stuck to it. So we're just going to give ourselves just a little bit of room there. And then that's going to kind of let me lift this up and make sure you guys can see. Again, making sure I've got that where I want it. Remember, you're going to take a little extra TLC as you do this one. So there I've got my second tab down and good. All right, so I've added all my tabs. I'm ready to put the one now here on the end, which this is Kids on page 83. So let me bring over my Baby, which was the one right before, and I can kind of see where I want that one to go. And when I adhere that one down, I can see I've got a little bit of excess here. Not a problem. We can just come in with our paper snips. I'm actually going to, let me flip this around, and you can just trim off any excess. Now, again, depending on how close you've put your tabs together, can kind of determine exactly how far that bottom one is going to come off of your catalog. You know, as I've been sharing this video today, I forgot one of my really great tips to share with you, and that's to just have a piece of scrap paper underneath you when you're using that Fast Fuse. It is super sticky, and if you use your blotter paper like this, well, as you can see, even my scratch paper is getting awfully sticky, and I don't want to run the risk of any of your catalog pages getting stuck to any of this sticky residue that might get on your paper. So just a little scratch paper here behind you so that when you're adhering your Fast Fuse, any of that excess is going to get on some scratch paper and not on your pretty brand new catalog pages. A couple other tips that I wanted to share right here. You can see I got a little bit of adhesive on my page. Now it is very important that I not let these pages stick together. That would be bad. You need to bring in an adhesive remover. Guys, this is a very inexpensive product, but it is worth its weight in gold. So you can see I just kind of rub it on there. It's like a ginormous adhesive eraser. So it's removed any of that. Now I can safely close my pages and I don't have to worry about it sticking. Okay, so now turning your attention to page 204 and 205, you notice that these two tabs, the adhesive and the decorative masks, are actually on the same page. So I need to combine these two. What I did is I just trimmed off a little bit there on that end and a little bit here on the decorative masks so that I can bring these two together. So I've put my adhesive tab already down. I've got my decorative mask one with the Fast Fuse already on it. You can see we're just going to line those two up so that those two are all on one page because we have them both on the same page. Thank you all so much for checking out Stampin' Gals Gone Wild Wednesday. I hope you like the idea of those tabs. Let me tell you, it just makes browsing through your brand new 2014, 2015 brand new catalog, it just makes it so awesome to be able to go to exactly what you need. I think you're really going to enjoy those. Now remember, you're going to need to order those file tab edgelets. You can't do it without it. And you're going to need to get your hands on that fast fuse as well. Where to find that? Well, you can find all that at simplysimplestamping.com if you're in the United States. And if you're here from Canada, stampingjoe.com. Joe says your girl, she's going to be able to help you out. All the products that you saw us use here today, you can find that right there on the websites. Thanks again so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye.